been a while since I've done a very cool tone look. So we're going to start with that white eyeshadow base. That way it shows up extra true to color. Now I'm not going to bring this quite as intensely to my brow bone, but I really want all of the cool tones to be on my lid and in my socket. I don't mind if a little bit of my undertone is kind of mixed in here towards the brow, but let's keep the white base a little bit more focused through lash line to socket. Let's start with this shade, and I'm grabbing that on my classic E28. It's just on one side, and I'm going to push that into my socket. This brush kind of does the work for you if you're not sure about your socket, where it is. It just kind of fills in there for it. It's kind of creepy, but you can see it makes it really easy. Okay, so we have our first transition shade laid down. Then we're going to take this shade. We might come into these creams. Remember, these are all creams if you can't tell by my fingernail doing a little stabby jabby. And I'm just going to start to press this above. That's nice. Just take your time. It'll start to transition. I kind of like to introduce colors this way first. And by this way, I mean kind of having that separation. See how it's not a nice blend, but they become friends when you kind of fill in this gap in between first, then go back into this shade, and then press that kind of into, look at that already. You just get a really nice even blend that way. You just gotta trust the process a little. Let's grab this shade, and I'm just gonna apply this on the outer part of the eye. I think I'm gonna do kind of a gray smoky situation, but I'm gonna leave a little bit for something there. But this is just gonna be our darker transition, and I thought the darker transition would be fun just on the outer part. It's just on the side of the brush, and I'm kind of pressing it into what's already there, and then I'm dragging it and kind of feathering it out this way. I love these formulas, by the way. I feel like they just are really, really easy to work with. Go ahead and add just a little bit more base on our lid. Get it nice and even. Pressing helps. That's what's getting it really, really thin so we don't have the creasing. I'm going to put a little extra in here. We will revisit and tidy that later. There we go. And this is that shade I was talking about. So let's take that and press it on top of the white. And if I use a light hand, I can get it to be really nice and gray, especially on top of that white. So just doing a couple taps and building it. If you've been with me a while, you know that one of my favorite shades is Pigeon Belly Gray. And that's what I wanted to wear today. Now I'm back with that E28, so I can just pack some more of this matte shade here. Actually, I don't know if it's super matte. It feels like it's got a little bit of sparkle, or was that just on my brush? At this point in my life, I think I am just a sparkle. No, it's a matte. I don't know where the sparkles came from. See, I just saw one twinkle. I don't know where they came from. Maybe it's just me. But I'm just going to pack that on a little bit and feather it into our gray. I want a wing today. I do. I would still wear a wing every day. But I like to do different looks for everybody. But I will say, my wing has definitely changed from when I was in my 20s, and I do find it just so much easier to use a brush. And think of this kind of new age gel liner. Think of it as a pot, but now it's in a stick. So that's why I still use a brush with it. I find I get a really nice layering and control when I do it this way. There you go. Just layer it up a little bit. And then we will tidy underneath it. If you like a curly lash, I think you'll like these. These are one of my favorites. They're also pre-cut. Pink Puree Showstoppers is what they are. I'm not gonna do the whole lash, I don't think. I'm dropping it. Recovered. So I already have a little bit of Duo Line It Lash It. These are going to be just ones you use with traditional glue. But I'm just going to start to place them out here. See how curly that is? I love them. And then I'll grab the next one over. I think that might be enough. I think I'm just going to use 2 out of the 4. Just for some funsies. And then once they get dried down a little bit more, we'll clamp them. Well, my winter foundation is much too light now. Here's how I fix it. I take a little bit of bronzer. It's gonna darken it. But the bronzer alone sometimes can make it turn a little gray, so add just a little whisper of red blush. I like a very true red. This is one of my favorites for this reason. Mad Meadow now. Okay, and now, there you go. Melt that in. Oh, look at that. Perfect match. Okay, now you know how to save your winter foundation. C42. Press that in. Get that nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and use that MAC bronzer as well as my bronzer. I kind of like this shade a lot. That's a stain, don't mind that. We don't know what happened there. Actually, I do. I don't want to talk about it. C40.5. Oh, stray hair. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. It's definitely for someone that doesn't want a very superdy-duperdy pigmented bronzer. That just means it's a little bit easier to control. So I would reach for this when I'm kind of in a hurry doing makeup. That way I don't get too wild. And then have to take a lot of time blending. That's what I mean. And then let's warm up our nose just a little bit. So I filmed something off camera and I'm wearing Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer, but I just had to have it already blended. You'll see the video. I'm wearing shade 2.5. But I have something underneath it. I have this blush underneath it as a corrector. It also just helps balance it because without it, well, you'll see the video. So I have that on. And I need a little bit more here. I took this side off and then put it back on so I could put this. So this is underneath the concealer and then I needed a little bit more there as the blush transition. Who is this brush diva? Ooh, that's pretty. And I bought this shade. I think this is a new shade for them. It's shade 12. I had to have this shade. It looked so nice. I'm a fan. I think it's really pretty as a blush transition. And you'll see in the video, it can work as a corrector. I also bought this shade. We're gonna use this as our blush. This is shade 13. So we have our little peachy transition on and then we'll use this one. Look how pretty this is once it blends out. Oof, this brush. Scrumptious, delightful. Let's put a little across my nose too. And into the bronzer. Let's go ahead and get our set going. You might hear thunder in the distance. It's been raining all day. Yep, there it is. Oh, that's so pretty. What a pretty set. The blush, the way that blush blended out with the brush. Just delightful. Having a lot of fun today painting. And then wherever I don't want as much product, I'm just gonna take our same brush here and the same powder. But it's not going to deposit as much powder as a puff. So just lightly go over the areas I didn't want as much powder. Let's do a gray waterline. This is an Urban Decay eye pencil and the shade is Desperation. That's so pretty. Let's put on some mascara. And what is underneath here is what's in our socket. So you've already seen that. It's exactly those shades. I'm so excited for this brush, friends. I feel like if you have really tiny lashes, you're gonna love this. This is exactly what pros would use. Now it does have my spin on it. It's not just another mascara fan brush. It's got our unique blend of fibers and it's a little bit more bendy. And the density is going to be a little bit more different. But I feel that you just have so much control with this, and the way that a pro would use this is you're able to wash it. So you would take the mascara and you would put it on a pan and then grab it from the pan. So it's nice and sanitary. but it's also just great. Even if you're just an everyday mascara wearer, you like that, please, I'm fighting for my life with these R's. But I really think you're gonna like this, especially if you are messy like me. Remember, I was keeping a lip secret. This is the lab sample that I have had since February, I want to say. It's my favorite. I just couldn't tell you about it. Well, they finally released them, and they have more shades, so I'm going to sit here and shake this for at least 30 seconds. If you have 45 seconds, that's even better. My favorite is Sheer Petal, but this is going to be the shade Sheer Blush. I'm going to start with the lip liner. This is a new lip liner, I do believe. It's from Buxom, and the shade is called Shaded Taupe. Look at how nice and cool tone that is. Yeah, I like that. I know you want to see it compared to Endless Cacao. I feel like Endless Cacao is our benchmark, so there it is. And here's the one I'm using. I feel like it has a little bit more depth. I like it. Very close, my friends. Okay, this is shade, oh yeah, Sheer Blush. I love these so much. Now, with anything, I even teach you this with the Kiko Milano ones, anything that's gonna dry and wear 12 hours, do not press your lips together. Because already it's drying, and if we go mwah, mwah, press our lips together, we're kind of gonna mess with that dry time. Now, talking is okay, but just don't rub your lips together. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed painting it. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I always want to thank you for watching these longer tutorials. And I just want to let you know it means the world to me, because just sitting down and going through the entire process is very therapeutic to me. So thank you for being here and watching these long ones. I know they can be a little boring sometimes, and I do a lot of yapping, but it does warm my heart. So thank you. I love you with all of my heart. And until the next video, bye for now.